Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Blootropolis. Give me just a quick hot second there. Are you telling me that none of my music is being picked up right now? Oh boy, we're in for one of those daisy daisies. Give me a second. Now I can hear my music loud and clear, lovely and nice. I'm gonna have to restart everything here. Hold on. Uno más. ¿Qué pasa? I don't know why it's not coming through. Oh, wait. If I quickly go here, and I go here, and then I go, oh no. Oh, edit preferences, hotkeys now playing, player. Oh, I don't know. Oh, music, apply. There we go, dude. Now we have some background music. I can turn this up slightly. Okay. This just makes me wonder, what else is not working audio-wise right now? Hold on. Let's quickly check. Let's open up the music. Let's just quickly see. If we pause this and we were to play Staying Alive, DJ Khaled. We can't hear that. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, we're okay. The day is saved. The day is saved. That reminds me, I need to set up an alert for Discord that lets Discord know that I'm live when I'm live on Twitch. That's the plan. And then finally, I need to open up my stream in the background so I can monitor things. See how things are going. Oh my God, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would never lie to you. I would never lie to you. I woke up 18 minutes ago after a quick, that's why my eyes are so bloodshot, after a quick, 45-minute nap, after being awake for 24 hours, I am ready to fall asleep right now. I'm ready. I'm ready to fall asleep right now. I can't, hold on. Give me a second. See if I, Hey Patch! And hey Aaron, how are you both? How are things? How are you, dude? Look, I got a new haircut. Huh? I got a new haircut, dude. I'm going to give you every single little bit of energy that I still have left in my system over the course of the next hour. When the hour is over, I explode. Now, will I actually literally explode? No. Will my energy levels implode? The music ended just as I said that. It was very scary. So we're gonna give it all we got for an hour, and then, no bueno, no más es can do, no, señor, no can do, hey, I am, you'll never normally see me like this. Normally I have so much energy that I could take on the entire universe in a rap battle to the death. But today, I would struggle versus a preschool. Today, the amount of energy I got is barely enough to get the remote control for the TV to change channels without having to take the back off the remote control and do the thing where you rub the batteries, because for some reason when you take the back off a remote control and you rub the batteries, for some reason that gives the remote control enough energy to change the channel. But today I barely have enough energy after you take the back off the remote control and you rub the batteries in order to make it change the channel. I barely have that kind of energy right now. Barely. However, today we got a few videos to watch. Let's have a little look-see, Lou. Let's unplug this thing over here and have a little look. Today we're gonna be watching some videos. The Witcher showrunner responds to 300,000 fans protesting Henry Cavill leaving the show. By the way, we'll talk about Henry Cavill being removed as Superman after announcing in October he's coming back as Superman. Biggest dick move by Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers make dick moves all the time. This is what they do. We also have a new Sunny V2 video. I know. Who would have thunk it? He just released a video like yesterday, and now it's today, and we've got another. We've also got, this is the thing I'm most excited for today. There's a new Channel 5 video, dude. Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan is the best reporting YouTube channel that there is. Everything he does is incredible. I cannot wait. Maybe, if we still have energy, possibly, maybe, possibly, but also possibly, maybe, we'll watch a Tom Scott video, and we've also got a Kyrgyzstan video. Because now that we are on Twitchy and we're not streaming on YouTube anymore, we can watch their stuff, and then we can turn it into a video, and then we can post that video onto YouTube. And then we can tell YouTube, hey YouTube, we're reacting to this content, and YouTube goes, huh? And I go, yes, we are reacting, dude. We're gonna watch it together, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna laugh. You're gonna cry, I don't cry, I'm too strong to cry. Some people say crying, that is something strong that you can do. And I say, nay! I will punch my own tears to stop the tears, because I don't cry. So we'll laugh, you'll cry. We'll be merry. Not like Pippin from, is it Mary Pippin? No, I'm thinking of Mary Poppins. I think Mary Poppins, and then my brain goes Pippin, Lord of the Rings. Is his name Mary Pippin? Isn't one of them called Mary and one of them's called Pippin? Were they called Mary and Pippin? And no one's ever done the Mary Pippin, Mary Poppins type of thing before. It is Mary and Pippin. They're basically called Mary Poppins. Whoa. Thank you very much, by the way, Patch, for lurking. And for congratulating me on my slick new haircut. Dude, like the whoosh. I think next time I need to get the haircut, I need to get it pointed at the bottom. You know? I feel like it fades a little too hard. I need a bit of a gentler fade. Pointed at the back. Maybe get this cut in. It's a teeny bit here. It's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. And hey Fierce, how's it going, dude? And thank you very much, Aaron. I'm glad you love the energy. It's about to run out. DC is a joke. Wish Warner Brothers would sell the rights. Same. DC is a joke. Dude, I've went on very long rants in the past about DC. And here's where I'll talk about this more in 5 minutes. But where I'm going to end it, more or less, is going to be that I can't stand the current state of Marvel right now. It's so boring. I've seen it a million times. Iron Man is the exact same as Captain America, which is the exact same as Ant-Man, which is the exact same as... It doesn't matter. I could just say blah blah. I can say blah blah right now because it's all the same. I don't have to make any points. I can say blah blah. I can stand here, front of you, saying blah blah, By the way, my stream elements is completely broken, so I'm getting no alerts this stream. So if you do anything, you can let me know so I can thank you. Where was I? It's all blah blah and so boring. The Marvel shows have been so boring. The Arrow, garbage. What are the, hold on, just so I can really hammer my point home. Marvel shows, because I can't even remember them. What are the Marvel shows? Let's see. Daredevil, I hated it. Hawkeye, garbage. Loki was okay, terrible end. Punisher, I didn't even watch season 2, though I did like season 1. Moon Knight, that was okay, garbage ending again. No, get rid of the services thing. I don't want to see it. The What If series was mediocre. It lacked continuity. Miss Marvel, didn't even watch it. Couldn't be bothered with it. Couldn't be bothered. It looked like Spider-Man for teenage girls. That's what Miss Marvel looked like to me. I've heard no one say anything better than that. Nothing. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., too many seasons. WandaVision, the first half of that season is terrible, garbage, 0 out of 10. They should have condensed the first 4 to 5 episodes of that into 1 episode, easy. Iron Fist, one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my entire life. So many of these shows are just so, She-Hulk, I couldn't care less, I didn't even watch it. I couldn't care less, I didn't even watch it. They are bringing in characters that I just don't care. Like, I guess that's kind of, Marvel are in this weird place where all the characters that I cared about, see, like Iron Man, gone. There is a new Thor movie, but I've not watched it. There's a new Multiverse of Madness movie with Spider-Man. That I need to watch and want to watch if it's not gotten around to it. I don't know, man. Nothing. Luke Cage, season 2, garbage. If me and my lady start a show, we finish that show. That's the way it is. Doesn't matter if we hate it. Doesn't matter if we hate it. Despise it. Doesn't matter. We finish that show. We finish the season. That's what we do. We don't leave it unfinished. We quit Luke Cage, season 2, 4 episodes in, halfway through episode 4, because it was absolute garbage, and I was sitting there screaming. So, like, literally screaming, I'm so bored, this is terrible, at the top of my lungs. I hated it, despised it. I personally enjoyed the zombie one. See, Aaron, I would love to tell you that I enjoyed the zombie Marvel episode of Marvel's What If, but the comics, I've read the whole series, the whole thing, the whole zombie series. The first third to quarter of the zombie series is some of the best comics you will ever read. The last quarter of the zombie series is such garbage that I was laying in bed reading it, like physically angry, like blood, like I was BRM. I was blood red mad. I was so mad because it was such absolute horseshit. That's beside the point. The animated episode of the zombie Marvel What If was garbage. Read the first comic, dude. Let me show you something, okay? Let me show you. You're talking about the whole galactic travel stuff. No, I'm talking about in the zombie Marvel comic series when they bring in, what was it, Donald the Duck, and he's the main character. I shit you not. Wait, let me show you this, okay? Marvel Zombies comic number 1. Let's see. Okay. Can we get a little preview, please? It's only $1.99. Yeah, but we don't want to sign up for an account and then do the blah blah. We don't want to sign up for a comic and do the blah blah. Just give us it for free. Free! Volume 1, online. Give free. Now. Can we get it? Issue number 1. Yeah. Free? 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 Free! Let me show you why this is one of the best comic series of all time, okay? Let me show you why Marvel Zombies comics is one of the best comics of all time, okay? If we go through, we're gonna skip through these first few pages because they're really, really, really cool, really graphic. Long story short, Magneto's one of the last supers on the planet that's not a zombie, right? You can cut off their heads, etc., etc. No one is dying. Ant-Man's coming after him, yada, yada, yada. Right, now let me... Where is it? Where is it? There's one scene I really want to show you. Is it not in episode 1? Which one is it? I need to find this scene. Dude, it's so... Oh my god, dude. Look at this. One of the first episodes, right? You've got Ant-Man, right? And he goes back to his secret lair where he's keeping Black Panther alive and cutting off his limbs one by one, eating him and keeping him alive. And Black Panther is begging to die. And he's just like, nah, I never die. Dude, it's so goddamn good. But there's one scene that nails why this is so goddamn good. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's the Spider-Man scene. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And I need to find this. I thought it was episode 1, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, right. Let's see if I can find it by typing it in. Marvel Zombies, Spider-Man, oh, there it is. Can we get it here? This is the shit. This one page is so much better than anything that whatchamacallit did, the What If episode. So, Peter Parker gets back to his apartment. It's missing a little bit at the bottom, but it doesn't matter. Peter Parker gets back to his apartment. He's been bit. Mary Jane runs out screaming, Peter! Says, Peter, are you okay? What is it? What's wrong? And he goes, well, I'm not well. I'm getting worse. My stomach, the pain, the hunger. Look at that drawing, look at the imagery. Bam! Goes for her. She screams. Aunt May comes out. Okay, let's clean up that. Oh dear, Mary Jane, Peter, what did you do? And then Spider-Man's there, eating Mary Jane, screaming, please Aunt May, go lock yourself in the bathroom, I can't control myself. Dude, the idea that Peter Parker, like, cause you know what he's like, he doesn't kill nobody. He's literally eating the love of his life, screaming at his aunt, go hide yourself, lock the door. I can't stop myself. I'm so hungry. Dude, the first time I read this, I was like staring at my phone. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Peter, what have you done? It's so good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It really is a work of art. It's unbelievable. And the animated episode was garbage to the fullest degree compared to that. I have heard that Marvel are supposed to be doing an animated zombie series. I really hope they just panel for panel replicate it from the comics. I really do. Punisher and Daredevil was good. I despised Daredevil. I hated it. I hated it beginning to end. There's nothing worse than a super unwilling to kill the bad guy. There's nothing worse. Listen, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here for 30, 60 episodes listening to Daredevil go, Oh, nomine patris sancti pante. I must stop myself from becoming the evil. I cannot kill the evil because kill the evil as nomine patris sancti said. I cannot kill the evil because I become the evil, but I'm better than that because I'm not. Oh my God, so boring. Here's what I want. I'm gonna tear you in half. That's what I want, dude. I want to run in and just die! That's what I want. That's what I want. To be a real... Iron Man understood this. Iron Man understood this. To be the hero, you have to sacrifice everything. You gotta sacrifice your life, in his case. But more than that, if you're killing bad guys, you gotta sacrifice your soul. You have to. You have to. You have to. If to truly be good, you gotta. You got to. It's what you have to do. That's the real world. Not these Batmen, the Batmans that does no killing. So boring. So boring, so unrealistic, so causing extra problems, so the naivety of you going, I'm Batman, I can't kill the Joker. If I kill a killer, then there's just one more killer in the world. Nah, if you kill 2 killers, then if you're still there and you're a killer and then you kill 2 killers, then there were 3 killers and now there's 1 killer, so now there's 2 less. I don't know, dude. Netflix can't write anything good after season 1. True. All their shows drop off rapidly, then they cancel them. The reason for that, for sure, is that they don't give the writers and the teams developing these shows enough time between seasons to develop anything good. That's the problem. Netflix just want it now. You've got a year to make what you just took 3 years to make. It's so frustrating. Like, the idea that you could make something as good as the last season when it took 5 years to make a pilot, mental. Okay, so, shall we watch? Let me turn this music down just a touch. Perfect. I'm thinking maybe it's time to watch a video. Dude, I get so goddamn heated about the DC Marvel stuff. Do you know why? 1, el pasión. For anything that you care about in the world, you must demonstrate el pasión. El pasión. Okay? You must be passionate about the things that you like and the things that you love. Because without el pasión, then what is there? You're just a dude over there saying things you don't really care about. Willing to change your mind on a dime. With no evidence. Because you lack el pasión, el convicción. Passionate. Right, I want to watch a video because I feel my energy banks quickly depleting. Music? Okay. I have no water here today. This is a problem. I feel like I've blown my throat out already. Oh! I'm going to say it now, and I'll say it at the end of the stream. There will be no stream on Tuesday. I have something coming up that must be done. Secret mission, as it were. Thursday next week, I will... Friday, sorry. Tuesdays and Fridays. Friday next week, I will possibly be live. I'm not sure. Tuesday, 27th, I will definitely be back. That means the YouTube videos are not really going to be going up over Christmas because they're going to run out. I might take the current videos I've got and space them out so it's one every second day. That's actually a smart idea. I'll possibly do that, but we'll definitely be back for the 27th, possibly the 23rd. See how things go. I'll say it again at the end of the stream, just in case. Right, let's watch a little video, yeah? Okay, let's go to the green screen room. Time for a little bit of damage control, Witcher showrunner responds to 300,000 fans protesting Henry Cavill leaving the show. Dude, I've covered the last 2 videos that Legacy Killer HD put out about the whole Witcher thing. I'm still in absolute disbelief at the situation. But here's a big update. Let's like the video, Legacy Killer HD. Go give him a watch. Let's catch ourselves up on what's going on.
What I'm excited about is that we are allowing this franchise to continue growing, and that we do get new energy and we do get new chemistry that we haven't discovered yet. And to me, like, that's part of the fun of television, right? Is you don't know where exactly the adventure is going to end. So it's something I'm really excited about.
Well, the good news is here in December of 2022, we got some new Great Witcher content, and that is actually on the gaming side, in which the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, one of the best games of last gen.
Dude, I really need to go back and play through The Witcher. I guess especially now that there's been a remake, I need to play through The Witcher 3. I played like 60 to 80 hours of The Witcher 3, and then I never completed it. So I need to go back and do it. Dude, I want to play through Witcher 1 again and Witcher 2. I love Witcher 1. I've completed it so many times. I've put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game. I need to play it through, yeah.
And one of my personal favorite games of all time has gotten some new updates. The next gen update is set to launch. You get 4K texture models, ray tracing, improved gameplay, 60 FPS mode, cloud saves, photo mode, some new DLC content, including some new Netflix additions. You get to have Henry Cavill's armor and sword, and yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my earbuds just died. Please reconnect, thank you.
The ballsack armor. It's actually coming to the game, and it's in action, and it looks just as horrifying as it did during Season 1.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the?
Fortunately, there is an option to turn that off. But on the television side, Netflix is continuing on. They have their spin-off Blood Origin. Yeah.
The fact that The Witcher Blood Origin tanked does not surprise me. Now, let's point out that this is not an audience score, so this isn't people that are mad about the Witcher situation, that are, you know, disliking this and review bombing it. This is 9 critics so far that have given it a 22%. The idea of spinning off, like, I don't think, it's crazy to me. These companies and executives, they don't understand what they're doing to a degree that is mental to me. Like, spinning off The Witcher without Geralt of Rivia would be like, oh my god, spinning off the Superman series without Superman. Imagine if they released a new Superman show about Smallville with no Superman. Dude, I mean, to be fair, I am now thinking they have kind of done that already, because they released Gotham with no Batman. But it had all the bad guys. And it did have Bruce Wayne. I never watched Gotham, you know? I maybe can't use that as a comparison. Either way, this was a stupid idea. This was stupid beyond... Like, if you look up the definition of stupid in the dictionary, it's just a screenshot of this.
Didn't go well. 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, and some of the reviews are... It's everything that we expected. We talked a couple of months ago.
It looks so cheap, so generic, with a garbage filter thrown over it. Like, it looks like a YouTube project that they were trying to get funding for. But this is a finished thing. I don't like the look of this.
About Saints Row, that ended up being a travesty of a release, and it was one of those things where you saw that first trailer and you just knew it was going to go badly, and that's exactly the same thing here with The Witcher Blood Origin. A lot of us saw that first trailer when it debuted, I believe at the end of The Witcher Season 2, it was like a little add-on after the credits and such, and it just did nothing for me. Nothing at all made it seem like it was Witcher related. It was as generic as it gets for fantasy, and I thought it was...
Why does everybody want a cinematic universe for everything? We don't need the Witcher cinematic universe. We just need a story about the Witcher. I've been saying this for a little while now. I would love for that. Like, I would be fine with this if they completely scrapped the Witcher as it is right now. Because money, you're 100% right. That's why they're doing this, 100%. But if they just scrapped the Witcher and they said, listen, we're going to take a year off. The Witcher Season 1 and 2 is no longer canon, and will, from now going forward, be renamed The Witcher Legacy, meaning it's an old non-canon show. They give Henry Cavill producing rights on the show and bring him back of Geralt of Rivia and pretend like that last shit didn't happen. So they can fix a bunch of the storyline things that they changed that people did not like and changes that did not need to be made. That's what, if I was Netflix, that's what I would do. Make 7 seasons of it and smile. Sit back and smile. But everybody wants a Game of Thrones now. Nobody wants... dude, what's a good... Nobody wants The Expanse. You don't have to... It doesn't have to be Game of Thrones. It can be The Expanse. You know? Loved by fans. Oh my god, I'm losing it.
It was something completely different, but no, it was related to this franchise, and just some of the reviews are absolutely... It's everything I expected. The Witcher Blood Origin isn't a great sign for a post-Henry Cavill future, says Polygon. There are no rules and very little Witcher in this miniseries, which... not surprising. The Verge says The Witcher Blood Origin isn't witchery enough to stand out. Without Geralt or another memorable lead, the series doesn't do enough to feel different from all the other sprawling...
Dude, now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know what she's supposed to be. They could have made... hear me out. They could have made a spin-off about the Scoia'tael. If you don't know who the Scoia'tael are, to the best of my memory, the Scoia'tael are a rebel faction of elves. Hold on. Witcher Scoia'tael. There it is. Scoia'tael. Here they are. The Scoia'tael are non-human gorillas, also known as the squirrels, due to the squirrel tails they wear on their hats, blah, blah, blah. They live in the forest, and they eat nuts. I don't know why we're talking about them eating nuts. However, let's continue. Racism and deep-seated discrimination against non-humans inflamed a great hatred of humans amongst non-humans in the northern kingdoms. Most of the squirrels were elves, however, it isn't uncommon to find halflings, dwarves, gnomes, and half-elves among them. Dude, the storyline that they could have done with this would have been super interesting. You would not need a Witcher as a main character in a show, in a spin-off show based on the Scoia'tael, and you could use it to build the world outside of a Witcher, which I argue is a really interesting world. You know, being able to go through the... Dude, imagine the Scoia'tael. Okay, imagine the Scoia'tael. There's 3 of them, okay? 3 or 4 of them walking. Imagine like a Lord of the Rings type of thing. You got the hobbitses, right? You got like 3 or 4 little half elves, a full elf, maybe a dwarf walking through the forest, and then all of a sudden, oh dude, I need to remember the name of it because I'm not going to remember the name of it. What's the name of the big thing that you fight in the forest? It's Witcher, fight in forest. What is that thing called? I cannot remember the goddamn name of it. It's the thing that disappears behind the tree. I don't know what the hell to tell you. You know what I'm talking about, right? The big thing. Oh, dude, I'm gonna. Oh, remember it was in the goddamn trailer and everything. I can't remember what it's called right now. But you see them going through a forest, and now you've got normal. Like, I want to. How do I put this? I want to see how normal people, normal elves, dwarfs, halflings, gnomes, and all that deal with the dangers of the Witcher universe. That's super interesting. What happens when their camp is destroyed by like 3 people coming through and tearing it to shreds? I don't know what this was. It doesn't look good though.
Fantasy adventures.
If it turns out that this was a show based on the Scoia'tael and I'm talking all this shit, I'm gonna look mad stupid. Hervin, thank you very much for 7 months, dude, and thank you very much. It's good to be back.
Says The Witcher Blood Origin is a cautionary tale of corporate greed. Dexerto writes, Michelle Yu can't save weightless prequel. Collider, too many new characters, not enough time. And by far the most brutal of the bunch comes from Escapist magazine, which says The Witcher Blood Origin is a bloody mess. Ultimately, this is just yet another disaster for this franchise, albeit one that everybody expected. I mean, you can look to the official trailer that came out just a couple weeks ago, in which it has over 126,000 dislikes versus 25,000 likes. I'm sure this is going to scratch the itch of those casual viewers who are just looking for something fun and whatever, and not going to be really invested into this, which maybe that's the goal of Netflix, because I think the co-showrunner of this was somebody who had writing credits for Iron Fist, so I'm not even sure if...
What were we talking about as being one of the worst shows that Marvel has made before we watched this video? Iron Fist. One of the, and I stand by this statement, one of the worst maybe the worst superhero related thing ever made was Iron Fist. Absolute trash from beginning to end. It was insane. I couldn't make it through the final season. It was too bad.
Netflix was taking this seriously, which is unfortunate and just shows that they don't really care about the quality of what should be their biggest fantasy franchise. But to be fair, CD Projekt Red brought this franchise to prominence, and Netflix has brought it down quite a bit with what they've produced the last couple of years. Now, if you have been following my coverage of the Witcher Netflix saga the last couple weeks and months, we've been talking recently about the big announcement, which was that Henry Cavill was exiting the show.
This man, Legacy Killer HD, has been saying Henry Cavill. Every single video that he has covered, Henry Cavill's name. It is driving me absolutely, I'm starting to believe that he knows that it's driving me nuts, and that's why he keeps saying it that way. It's Henry Cavill. Cavill like travel. Cavill. And he keeps saying Cavill, and I can't focus on anything because of it.
The initial suspicion was that it was because he was getting his Superman role back, which actually now seems to be in question, but based on some further
update, he's no longer getting the Superman role. DC told him to announce in October that he was going to be coming back as Superman, and then James Gunn, and I think someone else he was writing with, wrote a new cinematic universe for DC that did not include Henry Cavill as Superman, because I think it's going to be a reboot. I'm gonna really quickly recap how I feel about that. I think that James Gunn is going to turn DC into Marvel, and we already have Marvel.
Their evidence.
Apparently, they want a younger Superman, so he's out for now. Why do they want a younger Superman? For what reason, dude? In my opinion, the best DC stuff that I've seen recently was Murder Batman in Justice League. Murder Batman, who just straight up murdered people, was some of the best DC shit I've seen in a very long time. Past that, honestly, none of it sticks out to me. I say this all the time. You're not a superhero, you're not a hero if you're not willing to kill bad guys. And when we got Murder Batman in Justice League, that shit was beautiful. It was so good. It was so good. Do you know how sick I am of watching Spider-Man leave high school every 5 years for the last 20 years now? He's always leaving high school because they're always rebooting it, and I care so much less every time. Sure, this is great for kids, because kids get to see, yay, it's teenage, he's my age, I'm almost his age, you know? But I tell you what, dude, they are boring the shit out of adults, and I really just don't want to see, I don't want young Superman. You know what I want? I want 50-year-old, grizzled, mad Superman, because he keeps saving people, and every year it feels like more and more people are turning to darkness, and I want to see him, dude. In fact, I want to watch the rest of this video, so let me tell you what I want. I want The Boys as a cinematic universe, but I want DC to do it. That's what I want DC to do with their universe. The Boys. The Boys is the best superhero thing we have right now. Full stop. It's not even debatable. It's not debatable. Since Endgame, The Boys is the best superhero stuff we have, and there's barely any superpowers in it.
And going through a lot of the
Okay,
remarks
back to the
that
video.
Cavill's made the last couple of years about the show, it's quite clear that it was actually to do with the show and how the quality has dropped significantly and how the showrunners just have disrespected the source material, something that has not been a focus, and even an ex-writer on the show admitted that the actual writers and the people that are working on this behind the scenes actively dislike and mock the source material and even the games, which is just crazy to me.
How do you get this job? How do you get this job when you dislike? First of all, how do you get the job when you dislike the source material? Why do you apply for the job if you don't like what you're going to be doing? Why do you apply for it? Sure, you get something to put on your CV, but why? I can't imagine turning up every day to work like, hey, let's write about that thing that I don't like. It's crazy to me, dude. I'm trying to think of like comparisons, but there's no comparison to someone turning up to a job they hate because they don't like what they're working on and then trying to... Can you imagine if they did this shit for Lord of the Rings? Can you imagine how mad people would be if they started changing Lord of the Rings to the degree that they've started trying to change The Witcher? Mental.
What they've done for this franchise thus far. I mean, just look at Blood Origin. It seems to have one major lore change which connects Ciri to one of the main characters of the cast, and it doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing in the books. It's just made up Netflix stuff that just has a lot of us scratching our head, but I think we're all used to this at this point with this franchise. And that point of not
I'm sorry. What? Ellie is Ciri's millennial distant ancestor? For what reason? For why? What is the point of this? This is, dude. Okay. I'm not gonna get into this, because if I get into this, we're gonna be here for literally half an hour while I scream about it. I was so angry at the lore change for oh my god, what's his name? For Fury. For Sergeant Fury? Played by Samuel L. Jackson in Marvel. When the reason, basically, long story short, I'm going to try and get through this. Long story short, in Captain Marvel, the way that Nick Fury gets the scratch on his eye, the reason he wears the Band-Aid or the eye patch, is that an alien cat scratched him. When in the comics, as far as I remember, he lost his eye in a grenade attack, and his best friend died beside him. And I think his best friend died protecting him in a grenade attack. And that's how he lost his eye. And they changed it to an alien cat scratch. I thought that was really shit. But shows and movies love to just take source material, throw it out the window, and add little things that no one cares about, and it blows my mind.
At this point with this franchise. And that point of not respecting the source material is something that was key to Henry Cavill's long-term commitment to the show. He's made that clear during the promotional tours of season 1 and season 2.
This.
He said he would be along for the ride all 7 seasons that were mapped out if they respected the source material. That has not happened, and he is getting ready to exit. And
7 seasons, and he made it through 3 after he pushed for this show to be made for years. Oh my god.
Fans have obviously reacted to this news with petitions, one almost with 300,000 signatures.
What is this at right now? 283,000 when this was recorded. What is this at right now? Let's see if we can find it. Witcher petition is now at 286,000. So it's sitting pretty still right now. Okay.
Just showing the displeasure that so many have
then.
with how Netflix has treated this great franchise, and many wanting Henry Cavill to stay on and for the Netflix writers to be fired.
I kind of don't want him to stay on because they've already changed it so much that, you know, they've changed it a lot from the source material and gotten rid of a couple of characters already that didn't need to go. I would say reboot it.
And
Why
after
not?
this latest offering with Blood Origin, it's just going to strengthen those calls of having the showrunner let go and having some new insight into the show, because it's not going to end at all. We're going to have different people meddling, and I just don't know if it's ever going to produce anything worthwhile, but that'll be a discussion we can have at later dates. Now, we did get some answers finally. I said that this was going to happen eventually, and it did. Lauren Hisrich opened up about what the former writer had to say about them, in which the writer exposed the fact that they do not like the source material, and there was also the fact that she's talked about Henry Cavill's departure. What she had to say is unfortunately unfortunate.
Please don't go into denial mode, and please just explain everything and be honest.
She spoke to IGN saying, "What I'm excited about is that we're allowing this franchise to continue growing and that we get new energy and chemistry that we haven't discovered yet. And to me, that's part of the fun of television. You don't know where exactly the adventure is going to end, so it's something I'm really excited about."
Okay, hold on just a quick second. Let me just deconstruct one main thing. You don't know where exactly the adventure is going to end? You're literally writing the story, dude. And I understand that you're not talking about the story when you say that, but you're literally writing the story. If you know that the story is good, then you know where it's going to end. And if the story that you're writing is shit, then you don't know where it's going to end. I would never, ever write a book and then when it starts getting slated and me knowing that it's not good, go, who knows where this book series is going to end. Obviously not in a final book, because no one wants it. The idea that this lady is going, you know, you're excited about the franchise to continue growing, ain't growing. Ain't growing. It's dying. Ain't growing, dude. It's not growing. You're in the garden with a tree that's burnt down, telling us how you want to water the burned down tree. I'm so excited to watch this tree continue growing. Who knows where it's going to go? I'm telling you where it's going to go. It's going to go in the bin. Because it's garbage now.
Really excited about. Being excited about Cavill's departure is certainly a take, especially with the actor replacing him not being a very good actor, in my personal opinion, obviously.
True.
I'm sure that he's going to try his best, but it's just, Cavill was the heart of the show. He was as one of his former cast members.
Cavill, there were 2 reasons to watch The Witcher show. 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. 1, Henry Cavill. 2, Geralt of Rivia. If Henry Cavill's gone, the only reason I'm watching is because I want to watch Geralt of Rivia. But if you're changing the source material, is it still Geralt of Rivia, or is this just someone who you're changing to fit a storyline that you want to tell rather than telling the original storyline? I don't know.
Said he was a walking Witcher encyclopedia. Just losing him, I just don't know how this show goes on much further. And even to the casual viewer, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are going to be tuning in for season 4 with like, what is this? But we also had remarks made to The Gamer by Lauren Hisrich. She said, "I'm so excited for viewers. I think that it's just a new chapter for us. And I think new chapters bring new energy and that people will find things to love. So yeah, personally, I'm really excited." If you're seeing a theme here, it's a new energy. She says that every single interview when this question pops up. And another one with Collider, she says, "Honestly, I'm really excited for Witcher Season 4. I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get started. We're not there, so right now I just really want to keep the focus on Blood Origin and all of this amazing work."
Just to recap, all that amazing work so far has culminated in a 22% rating from critics on Blood Origin. This is awful, man. I think that companies need to stop selling rights to Netflix when it comes to bigger shows. If you're going to do a single season, that's fine. Look at Cyberpunk Edge Runners. In my opinion, the best anime that's been released in the last 10 years. Absolutely phenomenal. But there is new energy. I feel like this is that person that's just standing there like the nuclear reactors melting down in the background, and they're just standing there going, "Okay, so I understand that some of, you know, like there's like nuclear radiation leaking in the background, the skin starting to melt off their face, they're live on TV, just going, listen, I understand that the energy that's coming out here isn't the same energy as before. Like the energy that was coming out of this before, oh, sorry, my hand's just fallen off. The energy that was coming out of this before, I understand it was being used to power your houses, and now it's currently melting the skin off my body. But this is a new kind of energy, okay? And I'm really excited to find out what our new kind of energy brings to the world environment. Like, it's got your new energy right here, dude. It really is crazy.
Amazing work. Then the tech radar.
This sounds like someone who's just desperate to keep their job and nothing else.
He also said, again, these similar remarks about the decision and what's next for the series. I'm so excited for viewers. She says the recasting. I think that it's just a new chapter for us, and I think new chapters bring new energy and that people find things to love. So yeah, personally, I'm really excited. Jesus Christ. Now, The Witcher showrunner Lauren Hisrich recently conducted a Q&A on her Instagram for Blood Origin. And of course, the question about Cavill and the fact that the writers do not like the source material, those questions came up from fans. And her takes, again, very interesting, I suppose. With one user saying, I get that you may be a fan and everything, but that doesn't justify the fact that you have turned this show into something way different and worse, according to most people, from what we all liked from the book.
I'm gonna be very clear. You are not... Did he say Cavill correctly? I didn't even notice, and I'm glad. If you want to change the source material, you're not a fan of the source material. What you are is someone who admires the source material. It's completely different. You're not a fan of it. You admire it. If I was like... You can, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can admire something. Like, here's a brilliant example. All my examples are brilliant. George R.R. Martin admired Lord of the Rings and then built a universe with changes that he thought would make that universe better. And he's talked about that before. What he didn't do was become a showrunner for Lord of the Rings and then make that and change the universe. What this lady should have done, if she liked this but didn't like exactly where it went, is make her own show, dude. Because she admires it, but she's not a fan. You can't change source material to the degree, as far as I'm aware, that she has. And then think yourself a fan. I understand it's not her saying she's a fan, but I'm just pointing this out. It's very important. She's not a fan. She admires the content, but wants to change it in a way that makes it, in her opinion, better.
And her response is, let's just go for it. It says, I totally hear if you didn't like it. There are lots of people who did, though. Literally millions and millions of them.
This feels like the most Trump thing I've... Like, if you were to say that with a Trump voice, you would assume it was him. Like, there are many, many people who did. Literally millions and millions of them. Millions of people. Millions of people. Dude.
Are they lesser fans, or do you just like different things? Or maybe there's room for many different...
It's not me. It's you.
Versions of these stories. I hope so, but I understand if you're disappointed. Wishing you the best.
Totally disregards everything this person said. Totally. I'm so sorry that you're not with the millions and millions of people on my side. Are they all less? Is that what you're trying to say? Go and defend what I've just said that you've just said while I leave. Unbelievable.
Which is just
so many slimy people do this. You'll say one thing, they'll take what you've said and say, oh, so you believe this? And then they'll leave after causing chaos.
Snarky response that I think most Witcher fans are going to scoff at, because it's so insulting to the fact that they deviated so much from the source material. Again, if you missed my last video on this, we went through a bullet by bullet point with season 2.
Yeah, so this is all the stuff that they changed, right? One of these was really important. I can't remember which one it was. It really shocked me. Dude, it was dude, this one blew my... Why is this little bit of hair sticking up on my head? I'm gonna have to get some scissors. Vesemir wouldn't try to use Ciri's blood to create more Witchers in the books, nor would he ever allow Ciri to undergo the trial, nor would he let Eskel bring a bunch of hookers to Kaer Morhen. Dude, I can't, man. Yennefer does not lose her magic in the books. Yennefer never considers sacrificing Ciri for power, nor does the opportunity ever arise. These are huge, core-changing things, man. Like, this is crazy to me.
Just season 2 and all of the discrepancies with the source material. It doesn't look good, and it paints a really bad light, especially when you have a former writer saying that these people do not like.
Dude, I haven't watched season 2 yet. I still need to watch it. I was waiting to get a new TV. I got my new TV. I'm catching up on all the shows and movies that I've been waiting to watch on a nice new TV, right? But this part here, his execution plot point never happened in the books. How do you get to the point where you're going to kill a character or almost have them killed when that never happened in the books? How can you draw a map from A to B and you go, whoa, look at all this space between A to B. Let's add a whole bunch of things in between these two that were never there. Like, why wouldn't you just follow the map? Everything has been written for you. The writer of the book did your job. You just have to adapt it.
The source material when you're not.
Never did I ever think that I would be missing the two guys that made Game of Thrones. Never ever. They wrote the final season themselves. They don't have the ability to write, but goddamn, did they know how to adapt a book.
Not honoring it, it certainly looks like that. Furthermore, another user says, is it true that you see yourselves above the source material? To be honest, the show has had a much higher potential. It could have been the next Lord of the Rings killer, but you and your directive team just made it into a generic fantasy show, which is true. Her response, huh? Above the source material? Never. And
hold on, dude. Hold on. Can I find this clip? Dave Chappelle? Huh. Let's see if I can... Oh, dude, that lady's response verbatim.
Are you aware of the charges that Michael Jackson is currently facing?
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
And for the record, these charges hurt me the most. Some people say the cucumbers taste better pickled.
What?
Huh?
What?
I just saw this pop into my goddamn mind.
Better pickled.
What?
Huh?
What?
Huh? What? Oh, huh? Oh. Like,
again,
what
just
stupid.
what we've seen so far points to the contrary. Another user asked about the controversial changes in specifically season 2.
It does very much seem like her response to everything negative is, what? That's not what everybody else is saying. Rather than actually defending her point.
We'll just go over the broader strokes of what
or
she said. In some ways, this
said.
goes back to season 1. I talked a lot to Sapkowski about casting, what we'd be looking for. And like a lot of things, he gave me creative freedom, but asked me to keep true to the tone of the characters he wrote. This is what we've tried to do. When details of someone's appearance are integral to story, Ciri's green eyes, for instance, or Triss's scar, we absolutely follow the book, what the book lays out.
Dude, you are so misinterpreting what your job is here. It's crazy.
Otherwise, we read and audition a huge swath of every role to find the person who is best. As she continues saying, in a writer's room, everyone brings ideas to the table, and then those ideas build on each other and start forming into a full story. Some ideas get thrown out, others change, others become larger.
What ideas do you need? The story is written for you.
Larger than intended. This is how Voleth Mare, the main villain of season 2, came to be. Voleth Mare was based on the mythological Baba Yaga and was originally pitched as a character in episode 202. The reasoning why she brought this random character that doesn't exist in the books into season 2 is because, as she lays out in these paragraphs, they needed a villain. And they needed a villain that...
Why do you need a villain? For what reason? The Witcher games don't have a villain. The Witcher games don't have a goddamn villain. We don't need a villain, dude. No one asked for it. That's not what this universe is about. You so don't understand this. It's crazy.
That brought all the characters together, but the issue is how they bring this all together. Yen losing her power. This is just nothing that at all happens in the books. It's contrary to these characters, and the relationship of Ciri and Yen just doesn't make any sense at all.
The thing that's crazy is how unwilling the showrunner is to take a chance, to try something new. What would that something new be? Not running with a villain. Sometimes, like in real life, we don't have villains. We have circumstances. The bad guy today wasn't a bad guy yesterday and might not be a bad guy tomorrow. It's just in the wrong place and in the wrong space of mind, and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And one of the things that made The Witcher so beautiful as a universe, as a game, as a place to be, was that it understood this perfectly. That sometimes there is no good decision and there is no bad decision. There is just the decision that you can live with. And that's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. There's no winning sometimes. And it played it so beautifully and so perfectly, so consistently. The games are incredible at this because you can do, like, it's one of the real truths of life. Sometimes you can do everything right and still end up worse off. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's what the universe understood, and that's what this is supposed to be about. A series of events where you can do everything right and the ending is still upsetting because you can put everything you've got into it and it doesn't work out, dude. The idea that you feel like you need to put a villain into this universe when that is I don't know if the word ethos is the correct word to use, but when that's the thing, dude, of the universe, you seriously misunderstand it. That would be like making a Superman movie about him defeating a villain. The Superman movies and shows are not supposed to be about Superman beating a bad guy. It's supposed to be about Superman's internal struggle. How do you deal with being the strongest guy in every single room? The ability to destroy everything and not use that power to make everyone behave in a way that you find morally right. Superman is constantly fighting to lead by example, battling both enemies and himself. I feel like the movies don't fully explore that, and they kind of use red kryptonite to let out the side of him that really wants to be like, nah, stuff you all. But it's such a misunderstanding of the source material, dude, and the universe.
Which again just calls into question, do these writers even know what they're doing? Or maybe they just aren't skilled enough for this franchise. Maybe Netflix should be hiring better people for these projects, especially a fantasy adaptation that should have been an easy home run if they had done this properly. For Christ's sake, one of the major plot points of Season 2 is Yen nearly killing Ciri. The relationship makes no sense at all to the source material. In the books and the games, Yen and Ciri, they're like mother and daughter. Yen would almost give her life for Ciri. That's why it's almost unforgivable what Netflix has done to these characters. It's character assassination. And truthfully, these Netflix Witcher writers are on the same level as we often see with the CW. It really is atrocious what they've done.
Dude,
Somebody's saying, I'm not attacking you at all, but I want to know exactly what caused Henry to leave, as he initially said he would be on board for 7 seasons. Hissrich hits back saying, we all have much to discuss when Season 3 press rolls around. For now, I want to keep things focused on Blood Origin because people worked their butts off to bring this to life. They deserve some time in the spotlight.
Again, this I will give this to, what's her name? I actually can't remember her name. To Lauren Hissrich. I'll give her this. She is decent at making everyone else look like they're the bad guy. At making everyone go, look over there while she goes that way. She's decent at it, right? She's constantly finding a way to not talk about or answer anything that's being asked to a degree that is ridiculous here. The idea that you'd go, well, these other people worked really hard, so I don't want to talk about this right now. Like, don't want over here. It's really frustrating. Obviously, this lady knows that the house is burning down around her. and she's just trying to keep her job. I don't understand why, because she must know she's not doing a good job, right?
If they deserve some time in the spotlight. And again, I've said this before, Cavill's not going to come out and attack the people that worked on this. He's probably just going to be like, look, I want to do other stuff, and I'm really happy that Hemsworth's going to come. He's not going to say the truth, which is why he's leaving, even though he's kind of already given us those hints over the last couple of years.
True.
In which he made it clear that if they honor the source material and the show's going well, he'd stick along for the long term, but that has not happened. Now, Lauren Hisrich on her Instagram did directly respond to the accusations that they mock the source material, saying that I've never mocked the books are my entire livelihood. I have a great relationship with Mr. Sapkowski, and writer's room are sacred and safe supportive spaces. Don't believe everything you read.
Oh, interesting. So she goes, I've never mocked the books. Right, but she's not actually responding to what a lot of people are saying, which is, it's not only that you guys mock it, it's that you look down on it. So she's not responding to that part. The books are my entire livelihood. That's true. As in, my job is based on these books. That's not an incorrect statement either. I have a great relationship with Mr. Sapkowski. I don't know. Writers' rooms are sacred and safe, supportive spaces. That's really a really weird thing to say. Sort of saying like, almost doing the same thing she's been doing this whole time, and saying, hey, anything that's said in there is supposed to be private, and if they're leaking anything, how dare they, because writers' rooms are safe and supportive. Like, she's always pointing the finger at other people. Never. This is just getting on my. This is sapping my energy and getting on my nerves now.
And she specifically actually says that the writer who made that accusation was responsible for killing off Eskel. But in another answer, she explains the reasoning behind it, saying that she just didn't expect people to love the character. So it seems like it was a collaborative effort. I don't know why she brought that up, but other writers that are a part of the team.
Why didn't she expect people to love Eskel? All you'd have to do is read the forums and forums and forums of people talking about Eskel over the course of the last, I think it's 15 years that the games have been out, or is it 11 now? Something like that.
Did respond also on Twitter, one saying, so much is being said, let me add my piece. Lauren is one of the best showrunners I've known. The writers are among the most dedicated and supportive ever. Season 3 has some of Cavill's best work, and what comes after will blow people's mind. Another saying, as for the former, he collaborated with the writers on set as much as he could and then some. As for the latter, that's a whole mess of lies from an ex-writer of the show. And then additional writers saying, coming back to speaking up for my friends, my colleagues, and myself, the writers in The Witcher are some of the most lovely, nerdy, dedicated people you'll ever meet, and we've read and reread the books enough times to know a thing or two about them.
So why aren't you following? No one has explained. I think the main thing is that no one's really explained why they've made the changes that they have made, barring the one thing that was explained saying we needed a bad guy, which just tells me that you don't fully understand the universe.
We love our jobs, we're good at our jobs, we're proud of what we have made. If you don't agree, that's fine, but mistruths have been spoken far too much lately, and the hate is not deserved. Least of all for Lauren Hisrich. Don't attribute...
None of these people deserve hate. I fully agree. But you are... This is maybe controversial to say. You are kind of asking for hatred from people when everything you say is a redirect. Everything you say is it's you, not me. You know, it's super difficult to like that. You're inviting that. You're actively making people dislike you.
Causation
doesn't mean you deserve hate, but you have to understand at a certain point you are asking for some people to use what you're saying against you and tear you down.
Without knowing the facts. Whenever I see statements made like this, it just makes me wonder how these people think, because honoring the source material isn't changing everything about it. That just tells me that you read it, you didn't like it, and then you try to change it to your own personal vision of what the world should look like and what fantasy should look like instead of...
That is exactly, dude, I said this almost verbatim, like probably half an hour ago now. Almost verbatim, I said, thank you very much. I'm glad you liked the haircut, Creolio. Friday's going very well. Thank you. It's going very well.
About it. That just
How's
tells
yours?
me that you read it, you didn't like it, and then you try to change it to your own personal vision of what the world should look like and what fantasy should look like instead of what the actual source material is.
It's exactly what I said like 15 minutes ago. And again, I used the same comparison. George R.R. Martin likes Lord of the Rings, but thought that it could be better in certain ways, and then wrote Game of Thrones. Why are these writers are making this show and disagree with certain plot points and think it needs a villain and clearly don't understand how the universe of The Witcher works? Why are they not making something that they think is truly fantastic? They could do that. I have no doubt that they could. But instead, they're a bastardizing universe that's already loved by people. Don't get me wrong, the changes they've made are not so drastic that it's destroyed the whole universe. It's just enough changes that the main actor and guy who pushed for this show for years has left.
That is the problem with The Witcher, and it's going to be the problem if the people that are right now putting the show together are still on hand for The Witcher Season 4 and whatever else is to come, because I know that there's more spin-offs that are rumored in development. I think one with Ciri and the Rats or something along those lines, and if it's anything like Blood Origin, oh boy, are we in for a treat. Now, during the recent press tour for Blood Origin, we also did get a couple of actors that spoke out about Cavill's departure, one of them being very interesting, that being Joey Beatty. He plays Jaskier on The Witcher, and he also appears in Blood Origin as Jaskier. I mean, they had to include one of the characters being a storytelling thing because, again, nothing in Blood Origin makes any sense. It doesn't seem at all connected to The Witcher, doesn't have any witchery-ness to it, so they had to throw in a recognizable face for it to work, I suppose, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it did. But Beatty said, "I spoke to Henry last week, we text a fair bit, he's a very good friend. I sent him a message just saying how much everyone in the show would miss him, myself more so than most, because Henry and I are very good pals and we've spent the past 4 years carving out those stories." And the actor and musician then added he messaged Hemsworth, the actor that's going to be taking over Cavill's role, saying that he welcomed him to the cast. The strength in him and the bravery to come and join a show like this, like halfway through, is unbelievable, and hope that everyone knows the commitment that he's already showing to these incredibly big boots he has to fill. We'll miss Henry an awful lot, but Liam's going to bring something new and fresh and different to it.
I wonder if season 4 will... Oh my god. I wonder if season 4 will even be made. I really do. I kind of really doubt it. I'd be really surprised. And if season 4 is made, there's no way there's a season 5.
I mean, he's probably being paid a couple of $1 million, and I get these actors have to say this stuff. They want this show to continue on because they're going to continue to make money. It's a job. And of course, they do not want to see this show at all end, even though I personally think that's where we're headed. But Michelle Yeoh, the star of Blood Origin, also did have a remark. She said, "I think Henry did such an amazing job. Let's see what Liam has to bring, right? That's how it is. Henry did such a fabulous job with it, and he made The Witcher come to life, and we love the series. I love the series because of Henry, but now we'll see. I think Liam will bring great things too. There's always something to look forward to," and it's an optimistic view just in the face of everything else we have at our disposal. It's just not really true, especially when the writers don't have that same love that Cavill has for this franchise. And ultimately, as I've said before, I really don't know how much longer The Witcher goes on for, especially if Blood Origin bombs in terms of viewership, because that is a metric that Netflix carefully looks at. So far, these reviews are not encouraging, and I'm sure many casual viewers are going to be tuning in not really recognizing what this fantasy adaptation is, or even recognizing anything Witcher about it, because I personally have seen nothing that indicates that it's Witcher related, except that it has a name slapped on of it. Anyway, as it stands, the anger and frustration with the Witcher Netflix franchise is only growing. You can go to Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere you go. It's just a lot of angry fans that are upset with the direction that this series is taking. To look to the Witcher on Reddit, you have comments like, "Witcher users, when they discover how toxic and crappy the Netflix writing team is," they have a picture of Palpatine. And there's more, which the Witcher showrunner, I've never mocked the books, and me mocking it saying right, and it's just a lot of stuff like that, and then videos for the Witcher Blood Origins being downvoted into oblivion. These feelings from fans will not be changing anytime soon. But let me know down in the comment section below your feelings on the Witcher.
I don't know, man. It's, what do you even say to this, right? It's so, I feel like it's so unbelievably blind to how people are, how do Netflix turn a blind eye to this? It's absolutely mental to me. I did see one thing. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see. Henry Cavill Warcraft. Now, Henry Cavill is a massive fan of Warcraft. He almost missed his original audition to play Superman because he was raiding in Warcraft. And I saw someone post this on Reddit saying, now's the time. Dude. I hope this is his next big push, because that World of Warcraft movie we got was, I don't know what it was, but I didn't recognize it as Warcraft. I have no idea what it was, dude. But yeah, that's the situation with the Witcher series. What do you think? I don't think it's going to see a season 4, and if it does, there's zero chance it's going to be a season 5. I think it's going to be another 10 to 15 years before we get a reboot of the series, maybe in movie form, and it probably works better as a show. This is so disappointing, dude. But that's where we are! If you're watching this in the future, like the video. Thank you. Stay super. Dude, I'm so unbelievably frustrated. I met a microbiologist today. They were much larger than I expected. And do you look this shit up on YouTube or something? I'm assuming you do. Okay, let's head back to headquarters for a minute. Dude, I am sweating my ass off in here. The heating is on. You have a database. Dude, I just flashed back. I remember me asking you this years ago and you saying the exact same thing. Right, give me a second. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm gonna turn up the music. I'm gonna go turn off the goddamn heating, because I tell you what, Blootrix Tower is an expensive place to keep warm, dude. And, I can't be doing it 24/7. It's gonna get a little chilly in here now. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okie dokie, I have been watered. The heating has been turned off. I'm still sweating my ass off. Right, let's go watch another video. YouTubers have spent time in jail or prison by Sunny V2. Ooh, okie dokie. A new Sunny V2 video so soon, about YouTubers who've spent time in jail or prison. Oh, Sunny V2 likes his negative videos, they get the views. Let's give it a watch.
These are 10 YouTubers who have spent time behind bars.
Logan Paul's been to jail? I don't recognize a single one of these people other than that is Logan, not Jake, right? I don't recognize any of them.
And we're going to list them from 3 hours in jail to 50 years in prison, beginning with Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon, who got arrested together for the
I've heard of
dumbest
Ice
reason
Poseidon.
imaginable. Back in mid-2018, Sam and Ice had the genius idea of hiding in a purple wooden Fortnite llama on wheels, so they could sneak past security into VidCon, where they'd stay and film a 24-hour overnight challenge. Everything seemed to be going well in the beginning, as Sam and Ice cruised into the convention, whilst filming and laughing at security through a little peephole. However, the two seemed to forget that they were live streaming to thousands of people, and it would only take one call to VidCon to have their whole plan shut down.
Holy, are you serious?
This call would happen less than 10 minutes after getting inside, which is followed by security and police walking straight up to them before they'd be arrested.
Go ahead and step out. Yeah.
Come on, fellas. What is all this?
The two were taken back to the police station, banned from VidCon for life, and given a notice to appear in court, which eventually resulted in a further 2 years probation, $100 in fines, and 80 hours of community service.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really surprised that they got 2 years probation and 80 hours community service for, well, I guess technically they broke into a building, didn't they? Yeah. Okay, I see.
Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon's arrest was short-sighted and idiotic. However, it still wasn't as stupid as the time Logan Paul was sent to jail for a whole day after getting arrested in Italy. It happened back in 2017 when Logan was in his obnoxious vlogger phase, and prior to the arrest, Logan's group had disrespected Italian norms, gotten kicked out of hotels, and had filmed locals without their permission. So
Isn't it crazy that even while he was acting like that, he was building numbers? This is what people like. Is this what people like?
by the time the group made it to Italy's famous Colosseum, they were bound to get into trouble. Logan began by stating that he knew flying a drone over the Colosseum was illegal.
I understand drone shots here are illegal, so let's definitely do that.
However, after putting the drone in the air anyway, the military were able to capture it.
I found it. Ellipsis. Military has it.
And Logan was arrested shortly thereafter.
Fly of a drone in this area is illegal.
No bueno.
I must arrest you for this.
Okay.
After being released from jail later that afternoon, Logan was straight back to his idiotic self.
Yo, I'm a savage, bro. Free my boy Logan. You can't stop Logan.
And if anything, seemed proud of what had happened.
I went to.
I think I just had an aneurysm. This man might just have superpowers, and it is to just harness cringe. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I feel like I've just been hit in the face. Like, I feel like someone just crushed 1,000 onions in front of me and punched my face with them. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jail, bro. I've been in jail, bro.
While Logan did have to spend a full day behind bars, his punishment wasn't nearly as bad as Sniper Wolf's, who after being charged with armed robbery,
This is rough.
had to spend multiple nights in jail. It happened back in 2013 before Sniper
I've
Wolf
heard of
became
this
a big
chick.
YouTuber, and the incident was explained in a video appropriately titled My Jail Story. She explained that while shopping at a department store, she was asked by security to check her bag, yet since Sniper Wolf didn't want this to happen, she pushed the security guard and ran back to her car.
He stopped me, asked for my bag, and pulled it from me. I didn't know what to do. I just ran away and got in my car.
Sniper Wolf seemed confident that she didn't actually have anything in her bag,
I didn't even steal anything and they had no proof I did.
yet under the assumption that she was running because she'd stolen something,
Yeah, they didn't have any proof that you stole anything because you wouldn't let them look in your bag. That's how that works. You can't walk into a bank, go like secretly go, give me your money. The till person quietly puts money into your bag, and then you go to walk out, and the guard goes, hey, stop, let me check your bag, and you go, no, you don't have any proof I stole nothing. That's not how that works.
Sniper Wolf was arrested later that day.
They took me to the police station jail. They took mugshots and they asked us a ton of questions.
She was then charged with armed robbery.
I was charged with armed robbery. How? They said it wasn't official charges. They could just pretty much charge us whatever they want right now.
Before she'd be sent to a larger jail complex where she remained for 3 days before being released.
I was in jail for almost 3 days.
Yet this wouldn't be the last time that Sniper Wolf ended up behind bars, because
Hold on, I know that this is not about this video, but I just want to read this real quick. Not sure if you heard the news today, but Cavill is slated to executive produce and star in an Amazon Warhammer 40k series. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude! Oh, I have one of my mates is a massive fan of Warhammer. He is going to flip when I tell him. I can't wait to tell him. Oh my god!
3 years later, Sniper Wolf would take to Twitter to make a new post reading, "So neighbors called the cops because they heard screaming, and I got arrested for disorderly conduct. Lol at my mugshot though."
Wait, can you get arrested? Wait, her neighbors heard her. Can you get arrested for disorderly conduct in your own home? I'm assuming not. So where was she?
This post was followed by a video simply titled "Arrested," in which Sniper Wolf explained that she'd been taken to jail for the night after getting into a petty fight with her boyfriend.
So of course I was screaming. I got arrested for disorderly conduct. Apparently you're not allowed to scream in your own house.
And while it definitely feels like Sniper Wolf isn't telling the full story about both of her jail terms, there's definitely no missing details for the next YouTuber who was sentenced to 15 months in prison for playing a prank on a homeless person. Back in 2017, a Spanish creator with over a...
I've heard about this one. This one was straight up the just unbelievable cruelty.
million subscribers called Reset thought it would be a good idea to take the filling out of an Oreo, replace it with toothpaste, and give it to a homeless person. Despite stating that the toothpaste-filled Oreo would help the homeless man clean his teeth, the community began to destroy Reset, creating a 125,000 signature petition to have his channel deleted, which accompanied a 19 million view video by Auron Play titled "Reset, the most stupid on internet." However, Reset's worst punishment was still yet to come, as after the homeless man's daughter noticed the backlash on the internet.
How do you grow up to be like this? What? Like, I feel bad for him. Because okay, we're gonna try and keep it fun and lighthearted, but for real, just for a second, if we can dip into the how? Like, what is the environment you grow up in where you think about doing this and then you do it and you record it? Oh my god.
She'd take legal action against the YouTuber, and Reset ended up in court. The judge, Rosa Aragonés, noted that it was not an isolated event, and the social media star had a propensity for cruel behavior and preying on easily or vulnerable victims. She found him guilty of violating the man's moral integrity. Reset was sentenced to 15 months in prison and was ordered to pay 20,000 euros to the homeless man.
Good.
Reset also received a 5-year ban from all social media, with his sentence commencing in June 2019, meaning he'll be able to return to YouTube in June 2024, although certainly with a downtrodden reputation.
There's no way he comes back. Right?
Beamscore was another million-plus subscriber channel who managed to land themselves in prison, although for an even longer time than Reset. The two owners of the family channel, Billy and Eva, were often seen on social media with luxury cars and extravagant homes, yet it turns out that not all of their money had been made through their YouTube channel. Because on the 23rd of February 2020, they'd upload a video titled "We Kept This a Secret Long Enough, We Were Arrested," in which they'd explained that they had a court date for an unspecified charge.
Yes, we were arrested, and we have a very important date. We have a sentencing date that will change our lives forever, for the good or for the bad.
A month later, it was revealed that the couple were being accused of identity theft and defrauding the government, having accessed or attempted to access social security accounts belonging to over 1,400 different individuals without the victim's knowledge or authorization.
Oh my god!
To make money. That was my hustle back then. And I knew what I was doing was wrong, but it was just, I needed a way to make money.
The couple explained that all of this had happened 5 years prior to beginning YouTube, although this didn't seem to matter to the judge, who sentenced the couple to 3 years in prison.
I got 2 years, and Ivani got 1 year.
I got a year and a day.
She has a year and a day.
As well as ordered them to pay back the $94,000 that they had stolen. In true Family Channel fashion, they then used their time in prison as clickbait for content, yet this behavior wasn't nearly as bad as Russian YouTuber Ruslan Sokolovsky, who was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for playing Pokemon Go in a church. In early August 2016,
You got 3.5 years in jail for playing Pokemon Go in a church?
Sokolovsky filmed a video of himself catching Pokemon in Yekaterinburg's Church on Blood. The video stirred up a controversy among believers, while a criminal case was initiated in accordance with the Russian Criminal Code's articles, citing incitement to hatred and enmity, denigrating human dignity, as well as violating the right to freedom of conscience and religion.
The alleged...
My mans was playing Pokemon. Am I missing something here? This dude was over here catching Pikachu. Meanwhile, he's also catching 3.5 year sentences.
crime.
What?
Pokemon Go inside an Orthodox church. Sokolovsky shared a YouTube video that showed him playing the smartphone game. His video went viral and prompted a police investigation. Officials said the video was one of many by the young blogger that questioned or criticized the church.
In May
He went to jail for 3.5 years for catching a Poliwag. He didn't even catch like a Gyarados or a Charizard or a Blastoise. He got a not even a Poliwhirl. My man got 3.5 years for catching a Poliwag.
2017, approximately 1 year after posting the Pokemon Go video, Ruslan was handed a 3.5-year suspended prison term, and while his 500,000 subscriber YouTube channel is pretty much dead these days, he's still yet to spend any time.
Are we considering 10k, 15k, 153, 13, 12, 22, 14, 24? Is that dead? You're making money off that.
Time behind bars. Jens the Beast had a harsher sentence than anyone else on this list so far, although he was actually able to use YouTube to improve his reputation after getting out of prison. Jens the Beast explained that his life began
That man has some tattoos.
To spiral out of control following the death of his mother at the age of 24. He was sent to prison for the first time back in 2009.
That's sad.
After getting into an altercation with the nightclub bouncer, yet after finishing this first prison stint, he was sent.
What am I looking at? He looks crazy. Dude, he's got 666 across his chest or stomach, upper abs.
Back 2 more times, totaling 4 years spent behind bars. During his final stint, Jens made the decision to get his life together.
The last prison sentence that I got, I used a lot of my time finding myself with cognitive therapy and anger management, stuff like that. So I cleared up my mind, decided that I'm not going back.
And after being released from prison, he launched his own coaching program before joining Rich Piana's 5% Nutrition.
I'm sorry. Either he's on some of the craziest steroids I've ever seen in my life, or he's injecting whatever that fake stuff is for your muscles. Dude, what is happening? That's Photoshop for sure.
Decided that I'm not going back.
That doesn't look real. Am I losing it? That doesn't look real.
And after being released from prison, he launched his own coaching program before joining Rich Piana's 5% Nutrition group, and with the assistance of YouTube and Instagram, Jens was able to turn his life around completely.
Less than 3 years ago, I was released from prison, and now I got 2 companies going, working with clients all over the world and doing expos, and got so many fans and followers. I'm really, really grateful.
However, while Jens is certainly one of the scariest looking people on the platform, his 4 years in prison still seems minor when compared to Saucy and Honey, who are facing a 7-year sentence for a YouTube prank.
This may have been fun for those YouTubers, but tonight they're facing some serious felony charges and up to 7 years in jail.
In February 2022, the 25,000 subscriber channel posted a video titled 24-Hour Overnight Challenge in Target.
We're about to spend the night in Target. We're gonna spend overnight in Target.
After introducing the video, the two would hide in the store and wait for it to close. They then walk around filming themselves before walking out in the morning, stating that they had been there all night.
We successfully completed our overnight challenge in Target!
okay?
The video went up like any other, however, the couple was arrested after the video was watched by police.
West Whiteland police saw the video and arrested Johnson LaRose and Charlotte Fisher for criminal trespassing and conspiracy.
Criminal trespass, which is a felony.
Conspiracy to what?
Third degree. They're not entitled to be there, which makes it a crime.
Not only did the news expose
that, I understand completely. If you don't get it, imagine if when you were at work or out of the supermarket, someone just walked in your home. They didn't touch nothing, didn't break anything, didn't mess with nothing, didn't eat your food, didn't use your toilet, but they were just walking around your house. Just walking around. How creeped out would you be if you found out that people had been in your house walking around while you were out? That's criminal. Of course, it's also criminal if you do it to a big store.
Their challenge as fake, using security camera footage which showed them leaving the store at 3 a.m. But after being arrested, the two were charged with criminal trespassing, conspiracy, and are now facing up to 7 years in prison.
That seems don't get me. Okay, that's ridiculous. Yes, what they did was illegal, but 7 years for that is mental. There's no... That is the same sentence who was the other person that got trespassing? Dude, 2 years probation, 20 whatever grand fine. There's no way that they should face that's 7 years of their life, and that's not even a prank. This way, dude. Come on now.
However, 7 years is still nothing when compared to Wes Watson, whose 10 years in prison acted as a basis for him to become a multi-millionaire. Now, Wes was already a millionaire prior to entering prison, however, this money had been earned via illegal activity and would therefore also become the reason for his time behind bars. After 10 years in the California prison system, Wes decided that he was ready to get his life together, and instead of taking on a normal post-prison job, he instead created a YouTube channel titled GP Penitentiary Life Wes Watson, where he began to tell stories about what prison was really like. His ideal prison-like image helped all of his videos to explode in popularity.
So I went on that YouTube channel and it blew up. Every video got millions of views. I got 100,000 subscribers in 28 days.
And with his physique also being in a very enviable position from his time away, Wes sold fitness programs and coaching via his social media channels. Wes also put out a book, and only 3 years after being released from prison, Wes had once again become a multi-millionaire.
That's why I've been able to make myself a millionaire and stay fit this quick. 3 years after doing 10 years in prison. Everybody told me.
That is a passion. Dude, if there's one thing that I love in life, it's el pasión. Listen to the passion in this man's voice. Believe what he's saying.
Panels. Wes also put out a book, and only 3 years after being released from prison, Wes had once again become a multi-millionaire.
That's why I've been able to make myself a millionaire and stay fit this quick. 3 years after doing 10 years in prison. Everybody told me, Wes, get a real job. Like, how are you gonna support a family? Online coaching. Ha!
Which accompanied a whole new series of videos in which Wes preaches the importance of good habits in the most brutally honest way possible.
You will have zero value in your life. Zero worth if you don't put the work in. If you crack that bottle and think it's gonna do it, massive downside. Hey, look at me. I'm having so much fun. We know how you look in the morning throwing up in the toilet, looking at your bank account all.
However, while prison led Wes Watson to become a successful motivational speaker, for the final YouTuber on
Dude, I love that guy. I love his energy. Is that passion though, or is it PTSD from prison? That's a good question. I'm gonna say passion because the other thing is sad. And he seems to be, even if it is PTSD, he's got the money to take care of it. You know, see a professional. I'm assuming that he is.
List, the opposite happened, and being a motivational speaker led him into prison. He was a Mexican YouTuber by the name of German Loera MX, and as mentioned previously, he was known for posting motivational and business content to his channel with over 5,000 subscribers. However, instead of engaging in legitimate business practice, German instead decided to make money by kidnapping someone and holding them for a $100,000 ransom. 2 days after doing so, he was caught by police.
I'm sorry. What?
for $100,000. Jaman instead decided to make money by kidnapping someone and holding them for a $100,000 ransom. 2 days after doing so, he was caught by police and was sentenced to 50 years in prison, where he remains to this day.
Oh my god. I did not expect... Dude, some of those were nothing burgers, you know? The criminal trespassing is not right, but very bad. Again, you know, so if you found out someone was walking around your home when you were at work, you'd freak out, wouldn't you? This guy,
prison-like image.
I love this guy. I wanna shout at me.
I got 100,000 subscribers in 28 days.
And with his physique,
I love this guy. Amazing, dude. Sunny V2 hits, man. I thought that was gonna be a negative video. No, it was about some negative stuff. It wasn't a negative video because we met Wes. Sunny V2, go like, ding. And if you're watching this in the future over on YouTube, then goddamn like this video too. Stay super. If I was talking with him, I'd shit myself every time he raised his voice like that. Dude, that shit just engages me. My brain just goes, yeah. Like, I can't, dude, the best way to describe, hold on, let's go back to headquarters. The best way to describe me is like Charizard. You know, remember Charizard in Pokemon? Well, that backfired. Yeah, it did. Morgan, it did. Kidnapping someone, who knew? Backfires. Dude, my most anticipated video of the day, a new Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan video. I'm so goddamn excited to watch it. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm so excited to watch it. Where were we? Dude, I'm like Charizard from Pokemon. If you don't get, you gotta get my attention. I'm not paying attention unless I need to see passion to display passion. You know? What's this? Hey man, how was your day? Oh yeah, my day was okay. Yeah. My day was okay. Hey man, how was your day? My day was great. How's your day? Huh? Dude, I need that energy, you know? I need that passion. El pasión. Dude, I cannot emphasize enough how excited I am for this video. I love Andrew Callahan videos. I have no doubt this is going to be a banger. Doesn't matter how much I hype it up. Let's go back to Blootropolis headquarters green screen room and watch it. A brand new Channel 5 video with Andrew Callahan. I love Andrew Callahan. Hemingway days. I have no idea what this is about. Not a clue. I'm so excited. Let's watch it.
Hemingway would not do well today in this culture. He was just the opposite of everything they're trying to woke us up today. If Ernest Hemingway were here today, I'm sure he would be totally canceled. No doubt about it. Counterculture is people that don't want you to do what you want to do. They want you to do what they want you to do. So that's what they're doing.
The ocean is the same as it has always been before man set.
I just want to say that was one of the best intros ever. I am so excited for where this is going. I've got no idea where it's going, but I'm so excited.
Ocean is the same as it has always been before man set about in boats.
There are 3 sports: boxing, bullfighting, and racing.
Am I the only one that looks at Andrew Callahan and sees Napoleon Dynamite? I cannot look at Andrew Callahan and not see Napoleon Dynamite. I can't. I wonder if there's a... Well, look, maybe look after. I bet there's a side-by-side of the two of them somewhere on the interwebs.
The rest are just games.
To go out like a man is to set yourself on fire in the bathroom of your favorite bar. Ernest Hemingway. Tell me about him.
Well, he was a man.
I've never read Hemingway. Never. This is all new to me.
Man's man. An alcoholic, a womanizer, a philanderer, someone who wrote with very few adjectives, traveled the world, wrote from everything from the green hills of Africa
to the Garden of Eden, to the Old Man in the Sea.
You know, Hemingway was a larger-than-life figure. who caroused and drank through the saloons of America to the salons of Paris. Hung out with very artistic lesbians and looked at F. Scott Fitzgerald's penis at one point closely.
So should we go to the Ernest Hemingway look-alike competition?
Let's do this!
An Ernest Hemingway look-alike competition. There's a competition for everything on Earth, huh?
All right, here we are. We're in Key West, Florida. Behind us is Sloppy Joe's Bar. That's where the Ernest Hemingway look-alike competition takes place. It's called Hemingway Days. What do they call the Hemingway impersonators?
Papas.
We haven't actually seen any papas quite yet.
It's hard to tell because a lot of people here kind of look old, they're kind of fat, and they have beards.
Some of them have red berets. You think that guy's a papa? Can we zoom in on that guy right there? Nick?
I feel like every guy who's entering this competition could also enter a Santa Claus look-alike competition as well.
Sir, are you a papa?
That reminds me, I watched the Mel Gibson movie Fat Man, the Christmas one. It's not good, unfortunately. I was so looking forward to it. Turns out it's garbage. It's a 7 out of 10 movie. They could also do the KFC Colonel.
Yes, I am.
What does it mean to be a papa?
You got to look like this. What do you think? This actually is a lot of charity that goes from this. A lot of kids get scholarships, nursing scholarships, college.
Oh, that's cool.
Helps this community here. He's a veteran. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, my God. He's my idol.
Finalist 7 times.
This is my idol.
I'm Ernest Hemingway. I'm going to be that guy tonight.
The thing that confuses me about the people that enter competitions like this is that other than being born looking like that, what can you do to look, you know? You know? You either look like him from birth or you don't. Sure, you can cut your hair and beard a little bit, but if your face doesn't look like his face, and the same guy keeps turning up every year that happens to look like him, you're never gonna win because you can't change your face unless you did some makeup. Oh, I take my own point away.
I've been to his house in Cuba. You know, not many people can say that.
What makes you more Ernest Hemingway than the other guys?
Making love every day.
Every day?
That's what Papa Hemingway would have done. Hey, girl. I'd say sex had a lot to do with it.
What's the largest animal you've ever taken down?
I need a minute. I didn't. We all know the old people do the do, but when you hear them talk about it, it's uncomfortable. You know, Grandpa, I didn't want to know that.
Down.
Big bull elk.
You strangle it?
No. Shot with a 30-06. I'm an excellent shot, just like Ernest Hemingway was. Well, Ernest Hemingway wrote about life, the running of the bulls in Spain. He publicized that. He was too young to fight in World War I. He became an ambulance driver. He was close to the war.
He commanded a room when he came in, and I don't really do that. You know?
Well, you commanded the whole room to say that you're the most, I mean, you won a contest in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah, and that's probably the most outgoing I've ever been. My name's Craig Fawcett. I'm Papa 2012. I won in 2012. Gotta look
Papa
like Hemingway.
2012?
I would like to go back and do some marlin fishing with him on his boat, you know.
He was like a man's man. He was a sportsman, a fisherman, a hunter, a boxer, the booze.
Meanwhile, in real life, Ernest Hemingway just, he took one boxing class and someone happened to snap a photo. He went hunting one time and someone just so happened, like, dude, you know what? I need to do this. I'm gonna go take a photo of me doing everything. And then 200 years from now, 100 years from now, people be like, oh, I want to be like Blootrix. He was a boxer. He was a kickboxer, a UFC champion, mixed MMA martial arts expert, taekwondo, aikido. And it'll just be a picture of me doing everything. Race car driver, F1 driver. Meanwhile, it's just me sitting in the car, and like we photoshopped the background to make it look like the cars are going vroom, and we do all the things. And 200 years from now, nobody will know. But like, he wrote books. No, I had an AI generate them, but I told the AI to generate them, so technically he was an artist. Same again, I had the AI do it. Dude, this is smart. I'm gonna do this, and I'm telling you. It's like I go out on the bike once a year and start telling everyone, yeah, I'm big on cycling these days. Yeah, dude, I do a bit of cycling. You know. Or, dude, it's exactly like these people that go like, yeah, I go to the gym. I go to the gym once a month on the treadmill. 2 speed.
Boats and the boobs.
Ernest Hemingway.
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
A man's man. He was a sportsman, a fisherman, a hunter, a boxer. The booze, the boats, and the boobs.
Ernest
Booze, boats, and boobs. I see why these people like this guy.
Hemingway, hell of a writer. I think I might have had as many
Who doesn't like
concussions
boats?
as he did. When I was in school, he was required reading. And I went to high school about a mile from where he was born, although our school wasn't built yet.
I mean, he was like notoriously a piece of shit. I never knew him personally, but if I did, I would probably be like, you're a piece of shit. But he like drank a lot, which like same, but like don't like beat your wife.
Guys, we're gonna go get slushies and stop being trolled.
No, he's not a bad guy. No.
Oh, this is about to get so rough. This is the turning point, isn't it? It's about to get so rough. I know nothing about this guy. I'm learning some things right now.
He loves Spain. He loved everybody in Spain.
We're learning stuff with each generation, all right?
All right.
We've got a whole, like, thousands of years to learn stuff, and so it would make sense that the people in the later 1,000 years, like, you know, as we go on, you know.
That's what they're doing. They want to close you out to make you be like them and the way they want you to act.
Ernest Hemingway made his home here in Key West. You know, he'd hunted a lot of things. Lions, tigers, elephants, even man on occasion.
You know, there were rumors at his 4th marriage. They were up to some things. If you see the Ken Burns series on Hemingway, maybe he was doing something else on the side.
You think that maybe Hemingway swung both ways?
I don't say swing both ways with men, but I think his 4th wife, they had certain things that they did with one another or to one another. No.
Oh, like she was pegging him.
That's pegging? Okay, yes.
Do you think you have what it takes to become the next Papa?
Do you think that, like, Hemingway, like, whenever he was alive, I've got no idea. There's photos of him. I'm assuming he died within the last 50 years. Do you think that he ever thought that, like, 50 years after he dies, people are going to be standing around, chatting, laughing, talking about what he used to do in the bedroom with his 4th wife? If I thought that, you know, I can't even put it into words.
Yes, I do. I think I've got the look. I think I've got everything that goes with it. I'm a little more irreverent than maybe some of the others. But yeah, I think I do.
Professionally, I work as a clinical psychologist.
What does Ernest Hemingway mean to you, you know?
I think Ernest Hemingway has a uniquely American message in his work.
That man has a very hairy nose. He needs some nose hair trimmers. There comes a point in your life where you must admit to yourself, you got to trim your nose hairs. If you can see them coming out of your nose, for the love of God, trim your goddamn nose hairs. Trim your goddamn nose hairs. Take care of yourself. How are you going to style your beard and not trim your goddamn nose hairs? Oh my God, it's gross.
Because it's unapologetically optimistic.
As a psychologist, does it trouble you that Ernest Hemingway killed himself because he wasn't a good writer anymore?
That is an outcome that's not uncommon given his time, his place, his life experience. We're having a lot of fun here.
How do you want to go out?
90 years old, sneaking in a beautiful woman's bedroom and getting shot by her husband.
I don't know what this video is. I know I'm enjoying it, but we keep taking twists and turns that I just can't seem to follow. What is happening, dude?
You have to actually have lived these stories. You need to have been shot at, need to have been bitten. Fort Lauderdale Beach. I leaned on a kid's Camaro. He didn't like that. All I know is I got up off the beach. I was covered in sand, broken cheekbone, which still plagues me to this day.
What's the closest to death you've ever come?
Swimming with sharks, hanging with Jamaicans, hanging out with Colombians. Say no more.
Your name's Dave Hemingway?
Yeah.
You're related?
Oh my God. Dude, what is... I love the way that Andrew Callahan is able to find crazy people and then also get them to talk they're crazy. It's amazing.
Ernest Hemingway?
Not related, no, not related.
Your last name is?
The first Hemingway that ever won the contest. It takes perseverance and somebody who's not overly concerned with winning, because the Hemingway Society is more like a fraternity.
So here we are right now. We're inside Sloppy Joe's. It's the semifinals. All the dudes behind you right here, they're called the Papa Judges. They're all former contestant winners. They're going to judge the whole competition.
This is so weird. This is so... I understand at the end of the day this is raising money for colleges and scholarships, etc., 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 but I feel like that's really just an excuse for everyone to be weird. It's so weird, and I find it weird.
Mamas and papas, the excitement you bring is outstanding.
Hemingway would say more badass shit than that.
And if you give me the opportunity and the privilege to be a papa, I will work tirelessly.
None of these guys have like killed a giraffe or anything, and it's like...
I, like many here tonight, am often called out with, hey, Hemingway.
I was gonna say true. What if they had to replicate things that Hemingway had done? Like, this year I published a book and strangled a giraffe to death. And they had to show pictures to prove that they were not only the most look-alike, but the most acting like. Although apparently those ladies were saying he wasn't a great guy, so maybe that isn't what we want them to do.
I love your books.
Been to the bar in Venice, Harry's Bar. Been to bars in Paris.
And I want you to know.
Dude, I've met so many people like this guy that don't know they don't know what's interesting, and even if they figure out what's interesting, they don't know how to say it in an interesting way. Like, you'll say to one dude, hey man, what did you get up to last night? Dude, it was crazy. Me and Jimmy, we met up. We went downtown. You know the nightclub, Red Night. I can't remember what it's called. Red Nightclub, whatever. Well, I mean, it was red by the time we left. It was a bloodbath. And then you've got Timmy over here that tries to tell the same story. Me and Jimmy, we went to a nightclub last night, and a fight broke out. And when the fight broke out, we had to leave the club. And we got home around about 3:30 a.m. You know, these people drive me nuts. Learn to tell. This is a. Some people think that being able to tell a story is you're born with it. You know, no, it's a talent that you can learn. Put some goddamn effort in.
Bar in Venice, Harry's Bar.
I've been to a bar in Venice. This drives me nuts.
I want you to know that there are bigger fish than this out there.
Oh my God, look at you. And look at you. And look at all of you.
Just like Papa.
Oh, we got a method actor. He thinks this is what he's like and he's trying to be like him.
And look at you. And look at all of you.
Just like Papa, I love Sloppy Joe's, and just like Papa, I love my rum.
God damn, that was fun. Who do we think's gonna win?
This is crazy.
Is to be different. My strategy is to stand out. Throw it out there. Don't sit there being mumbler in the microphone, as I call them. But a lot of positive energy, a lot of good vibes, and go out there and just put it out there.
You got it, baby. We're here.
Oh, I like this guy.
Message about the dance, or look at that, man. You see that? But you know what? I got something for you right now. A 1 and a 2 and
He had us in the first half. That was a fumble of epic proportions. That was so... I'm upset.
Who's gonna be Papa 2022?
It is 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They just wrapped up the final round of the Hemingway Days competition, so within about 30 minutes, they're gonna announce the new Papa. Do you think the new Spider-Man movie's too woke?
I haven't seen it yet, but probably is, yes.
Could you explain to me why you're a man wearing a Spider-Man costume with the Confederate flag who works for InfoWars?
Well, we don't call it the Confederate flag anymore. We call it a rebel flag or a Southern flag. Yes.
You work for InfoWars?
Freelance. You know.
How's the war going?
I never thought that I would hear... I never thought that I would hear... I think I'm getting an error.
Man costume with the Confederate flag who works for InfoWars?
Well, we don't call it the Confederate flag anymore. We call it a rebel flag or a Southern flag. Yes.
You work for...
You can't just... That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Spider-Man being secretly alt-right is a hilarious concept. It is. I'm kind of stuck on the fact that that guy's like, that's not what we call that anymore. I don't think that you get to, like, you know, take a swastika and be like, actually, we don't call that anymore. I don't think you get to decide that. Do you?
For InfoWars?
Freelance. You know.
How's the war going?
Excellent. We're whooping ass. Nobody likes the New World Order anymore.
I'm just surprised because I didn't know that Spider-Man had political leanings.
It's not politics anymore, it's war. Politics are over, dude. Politics are when you negotiate. No more negotiations.
You're gonna start war?
No, we're gonna militarize the border and legalize marijuana. That's what we're gonna do.
What do you think Spider-Man or Peter Parker would make of the world?
I can't. I am so confused. How, dude? Do you know the thing that really gets me? See, when I watch stuff like this, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then I'll like, after I'll think that's crazy, I'll like go away and I'll sit down and I'll play some games and I'll eat some dinner and I'll watch a show. And then like half an hour into that show, I'll be sitting there watching TV, just enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, I'll just go, this person lives on the same planet as me. I at the same time, breathes the same air. How does this happen? How does this happen? After all, Stan Lee famously said, anyone can wear the mask. Apparently.
World Economic Forum.
Well, he would tell you that there's a reason that it's in the capital city of Ethiopia. Okay, why is the Economic Forum headquarters in the capital city of Ethiopia, folks? Why? Because that's where King Solomon kept the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, that's where the Ark of the Covenant is, but that's where King Solomon's bloodline is when he married the Queen of Sheba. So that's why it's there, yes. That's the only reason it's there. Otherwise, it'd be in Copenhagen or Washington, D.C. or somewhere else. Yes.
I think it's in Belgium.
No, the World Economic Forum for the UN is headquarters is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Yes.
And that's where the Ark of the Covenant is?
The Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia, yes. Yep.
You're the first guy.
What the shit is happening? How does Andrew Callahan find these people? He's magic. He's actually a magician. Like, dude, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this, but the people he finds are so crazy, it feels like it's all staged. You know? Surely people aren't this crazy. Please, if it came out that Andrew Callahan hired all these people, I'd be so happy. I wouldn't even be mad. To be fair, this is Florida. It is probably every other person. Don't say that, dude. I don't like that. Oh,
I've never seen that has something this cool in my life.
Oh, thank you.
It's called Made in the Shade. Do you have an engineering background?
Oh, that's cool.
Do you think the devil is real?
Who?
The devil?
Nah, it's bullshit.
You like Ernest Hemingway?
He was okay. He was kind of a pig. You know, he was married 4
sane
times,
person.
divorced 4 times, had 2 wives, had one here and one in Cuba at the same time.
You think it's kind of weird that all these guys are dressed like him?
Everything's weird here, but you know, you just let it be. For instance, I
love this guy. This guy speaking mad truth. This guy being mad real. This guy over here inventing his own little bike shade thing, living his own life and not really caring what anyone else thinks or does, just letting live and let live, be and let be. Don't touch me. I love it.
I had a hooker that was renting from me, and she was saying that she was helping save men from ruining their marriages. I didn't understand that logic, but
what?
And for instance, I had a hooker that was renting from me, and she was saying that she was helping save men from ruining their marriages. I didn't understand that logic, but
I don't understand that logic either. I like this guy.
Jeff is my favorite, Papa.
I'm so... I don't understand these people. Oh, what happened?
But I don't think that he looks or acts anything like Ernest Hemingway. In a way, I think that makes him the most Hemingway-like. Yeah. Hemingway being a man's man, radical individual. Jeff is Hemingway, not these other douchebags. I thought that the previous winners of the competition, the Papas, had sort of a smug attitude.
I'm Ernest Hemingway.
I mean, it's a lifetime appointment. The only other people in America who get that are the Supreme Court judges, and they just banned abortion.
He's the official conch shell champion of the U.S.
Oh my God.
Who do we think's gonna win? We are happy to have you. Man, you are just packed in here tonight. Look at this. Love it. We have some heavy hitters on the schedule tonight. Heavy hitters.
Who's gonna win?
Your 2022 power is that John
Who is he?
How do you feel, man?
Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. I'm devastated, totally devastated. But you know what? It don't get no better than this.
Is there a part of you that feels like you
It does get better than this. You could have won.
kind of got robbed?
No, not really. I know everybody on this stage that made it. Hey, it is what it is.
There's something to be said for just
It
like
is what it
taking
is.
everything in stride, you know, keeping it pushing.
Sure, you see it. We're having a good time.
Appreciate you, Jeff.
All right.
Thank you,
God.
man. How do you feel right now? You just won.
Ecstatic.
Can you describe the feeling of ecstasy?
I wouldn't go quite that far, but as happy as I've been in a long, long time for sure.
Why you?
I've been here a while. This is all about an education fund. It's also about a family and friends. And this is a very,
that little
very
man?
tight group of brothers.
The more money you raise, the better chance you have.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
It was all a lie. It's not about looking like. It's about raising money.
What's the most confusing and mysterious thing that you've ever
It's
seen?
a lie.
Confusing and most Skinwalker Ranch.
What is a skinwalker?
A skinwalker is a shapeshifter out in the Utah Basin that the Indians, they over the years have said it's in the basin. It's a shifter. It can go from a person, it can go to a coyote, it can go to any certain ships and a shapeshifter, but they have those out there in the Utah Basin where the Skinwalker Ranch is.
What do you think Ernest Hemingway would do if he saw a skinwalker?
Shoot it. He'd probably try to shoot it.
What's the biggest bird you've ever seen?
I saw condor out at the in the Grand Canyon.
Dude, Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan, Hemingway Days. Go like the video, ding. Go subscribe. Dude, I love Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan. His channel is so goddamn good. Every video is an absolute banger. If you're watching this in the future, like the goddamn video and stay super. For everybody else, let's go back to headquarters. Okie dokie. Right, short stream today because I have things to do. Here's the deal. I will not be streaming on Tuesday, the 20th. I have got something important that I need to do, and I cannot make it to stream. I am 50-50 for streaming next Friday on the 23rd. I will be streaming on the 27th, 30th, and every Tuesday and Friday following that. Now, if you remember, I have been talking about... Is the music playing too... Music's too loud. There we go. I have been talking about doing a Sunday stream where we play games beginning to end or beginning to halfway through. Possibly Saturdays, probably Sundays. Not every Sunday. I'll maybe do like goals, so when we hit 50 supers, we do a Sunday stream, or I'll just do it whenever I want. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm still figuring out all the small things. Over on Discord, in the not the video suggestions tab, I do have that video patch if you're here. I do have this video added to my list of videos to watch right now. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Upcoming games, I have a collection on How Long to Beat, where you can see the like 100 games I've got on the list right now for upcoming games. Let me move that to this side here. So you can see I've got stuff like Plague Tale, Beyond Good and Evil, Bioshock series, Deathloop, Control, the original God of War series, and then the new God of War games. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, that would be really fun. But what I want to do is a Sunday stream where we play through a game beginning to end. So it can be anywhere from like a 6-hour game, 4-hour game, up to a 16-hour game. And if it's a 32-hour game, we'll split it over 2 days, either do a Saturday, Sunday, or a Sunday and then following Sunday, depending on how I feel. So that's kind of the plan. I'm working on setting up a new camera here in Blootropolis headquarters, in the lounge area where the reclining sofa is. I'm working on setting that up. Hopefully I can get it set up in the next couple of weeks, and then we can try a little Sunday stream. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be a good video for YouTube as well, like a full playthrough that you can tune in and watch whenever you want, as well as it will be live when we do it. And I've got loads and loads and loads of games here. If you want to have a look through the list of games that I've got currently, I highly recommend going over to the Discord, clicking the link, and you can see what games I've got in the list. And if there's any you want to suggest, just put them in the general chat, in the Blootropolis chat there. And I will have a look and maybe add them to the list. The only rule is 32 hours max for the main and extra. I have a couple of games in this list that are a little bit more than that, but that's because I really like those games and I really, really want to play them through. But not just the main story, the main and extra, because I'm a main and extra kind of guy. Past that, dude, I think I'm going to leave it here. We watched Hemingway Days. I'm going to save these 2 videos for next Friday. YouTube videos will be probably every other day over the course of the next week, because I'm not able to jump on Tuesday. So I kind of space the videos out to make sure there's something every day. And past that, where'd the music go? Oh, there it is. Past that, yeah, that's it, dude. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic week next week. Appreciate you. Aaron, I will see you later. And as always, stay super, Blootropolis.